Hey guys, so for this video I'm going to be doing a voiceover on how I made this painting from start to finish. So you can see that I start off with drawing a few thumbnails. I think this is a step that most people skip for some weird reason. I have no idea why they do that, but I feel like it's the most important part of any drawing process. Maybe some people think that, oh yeah, if I have an idea, I just need to put it down and that idea will work out. And most of the times, that is not true. Experimenting with more ideas feels like the way to go. Like if you want that painting to work out, that drawing or anything like that. As you have seen, I created three main thumbnails that I kind of enhanced and tried to give three ideas a chance to see what works best. But I ended up going with my fourth thumbnail because, as I've said, our first ideas are normally not our best ideas. So I move on to the cleaning up. This is not the line art, but just cleaning up to see if I can build something with this idea, like if it works for the character, like if it sort of brings out the character's personality. This is also something that I see people do, like drawing a character without considering their personality, like if a character would take that pose or something. But it depends on what a person is aiming for. So I move on to doing a couple of color background drafts. This was meant to be a simple painting, some sort of a pin-up kind of poster style of painting. So doing some color drafts just to set a mood and tone of the final image. And then I move on to the clean sort of line art, starting out with a 2B spot. This since it's some sort of easier form to draw, like I'm trying to do both the sketching it out and clean up sort of line art at the same time. Yeah, if you can just look at my right, I have a sort of sub view. It's a feature in Clip Studio where you can just import your references or something like that. Yeah, I'm sticking with a few references for this drawing, just the 2B character design sheet and a reference for the pod. Not using that many references. I don't feel that like they are important, at least not for this painting. Like it feels like a straightforward painting, something to just put down and move on with it. It's so strange that I went with a line art approach because I've been one of the people who hates like just doing line art. I find it tedious, especially when it comes to digital line art. But I just stuck with it on this drawing for some weird reason, but I enjoyed it. Maybe this is also related to having drawn some drawings for Inktober, so I feel more comfortable with just doing line art drawings. But for the most part, I think on the other screen, I'm looking at some line art references. And that is also something that I think if you ever wonder why your line art is off or something like that, it's best that like you should consider looking at some line art references. I think that would really help. Like we kind of just give up on line art as soon as it starts sucking, but sometimes it's just that we don't have references for that line art. Going through the sword now, like I didn't make it as detailed that as it is in the video game. Like I didn't feel like it was that important. Like it was just an accessory because that's how I customized my character in the game. Like those are the weapons that I had on. I'm going for more of like an anime style sort of cell shading for the painting. So now putting down the flats and setting a mood for the painting. It's easier if you just make a selection first than just going with your brush and I guess filling in colors. Like it helps you to not miss any sort of edges and just fill in those colors without going back and forth and erasing. So laying in the light setup, if you look on my left, I set a sort of a 3D model This is my first time using the 3D function in Clip Studio. Like I used it to kind of get the lighting sort of right or look the same way as like know the parts that I should be shading on the 3D on the drawing that I'm doing. So this is my first time experimenting with the 3D function in Clip Studio. Going through adding those highlights. I'm basically erasing. I'm erasing on the shadow layer that I created, adding in a couple of shading and a few values just to make stuff, just to give everything different sorts of textures. I guess especially with the boots, I think that is latex or something like that. So I kind of make them a little bit shiny so that they can stand out, giving them a much larger contrast than the rest of the painting. And going through the clothes, adding a couple of ambient occlusion shadows, just a little bit of this is supposed to be at the end of the day sort of associated look, so I'm not focusing that much on making everything like super paintery and detailed. So I'm just going through it really slowly, adding a few colors here and there. I'm not using any sort of special brush. It's just one default round brush to go through the entire painting. I don't think that you need that many brushes to actually create a finished drawing. I think you can create an entire drawing with one brush. And going through more stuff, adding some shadows on the skin. I was going to leave the skin flat at first, like no shading or like basically shadowless. Adding some texture on the sword and then adding a texture on the board just to make it a little bit like battle damaged or rusty or something like that. I feel like it adds a little bit of oomph to the painting, Uh, and yeah, that is basically the entire painting. Uh, Let me know what you think of the video. Should I do more walkthroughs? Basically more unscripted sort of rants about what I did to get a result or something like that. I don't want to keep these videos. I guess the walkthrough videos scripted because I feel like it's best when I just say my actual thoughts without, I guess, polishing them or something. But yeah, like, share, subscribe, and all that YouTube stuff. And catch you in the next one.